Welcome to week 13 of the Top Self-Care program. I'm Patricia Amborn, and thanks for joining us this week as we continue our discussion on taking care of the body as part of our self-care plan. This week we'll begin a 3-part series on food and its relationship to our health. In these weekly segments, we'll discuss the elements of nutrition, or the basics of food, and we'll talk about balancing calories, eating nutrient-dense foods, and practicing portion control and mindful eating. We'll give you advice on what foods to limit and what foods to increase in order to support good health. And we'll also talk about the timing of your meals. It's our hope that this material will help you to maximize the nutritional content of your meals. But please remember to discuss any nutritional changes with your medical professional. Choosing healthy foods in appropriate portions will help you to achieve or maintain a healthy weight, which will help you to live a longer, healthier life. We're going to cover a lot of material this week, so don't forget that you can pause, stop, or revisit this class at any time. Grab your notebook and let's get started on your journey to making healthy food choices.
We are what we eat. Our food choices do matter. They either nourish our bodies and provide energy, or they can harm our bodies and drain our energy. Currently, more than 1/3 of American children and more than 2/3 of American adults are considered to be overweight or obese. And although some of these individuals may have a serious medical condition which would influence their body weight, these statistics prove that the majority of us are not balancing our food intake with our activity levels. We're eating more food than our bodies require, and in many cases, the food we do eat is not providing us with the nutrients that our bodies need. Losing weight really is about using energy. It represents science and includes elements of chemistry and physics. Foods mix and interact in our bodies. That's the chemistry part. Our bodies absorb nutrients from the food and then process them into energy. That's the physics part. Our bodies need fuel in the form of food to maintain optimal health, and the simple truth is that we need to burn the calories we swallow, or we'll end up wearing them. To maintain a healthy weight, we need to balance the calories that we consume with the calories we burn. I think I just added math to this discussion. So losing weight is about chemistry, physics, and math. Sounds like fun, doesn't it? Knowledge of the science of nutrition leads to healthier food choices. And since we are what we eat, and what we eat is always our choice, it's to our benefit to make the best choices possible. We hope this week's class will help you to do just that. Eat healthy. Although who you are is more than your weight plays a key role in your health. So this is the week that we start discussing those numbers on the scale and their influence on your ability to have a healthy life, to achieve your mission, and to live your story. And although you should be loved and respected regardless of your weight, weighing too much can dramatically reduce the quality and the length of your life. To provide some incentives to take this week's class seriously, consider this. Most of us know that being overweight is linked to chronic diseases or conditions like coronary artery disease, high blood pressure, stroke, cancer, diabetes, arthritis, gallbladder disease. But did you also know that being overweight affects your brains too? Recent studies have shown that the brains of overweight people have less brain tissue, fewer brain cells. Researchers have also discovered that the brains of overweight or obese people age more rapidly than the brains of people who are at their ideal weight. Now, this is some food for thought. Without a healthy brain, everything in our lives is less effective and less satisfying than it could be. We'll start this week's discussion talking about calories. Although emotional, genetic, and environmental factors can influence our weight, calorie consumption and calorie balance through exercise are the keys to maintaining a healthy weight. So, what's a calorie? Calories are units of energy that come from the absorption and the processing of food within our body. You know, the chemistry and physics of eating. Most of us know how to gain weight. That part's easy. If we want to gain weight, we just eat whenever, whatever, and however much we want to. Losing weight, on the other hand, requires us to eat fewer calories than we burn, and maintaining our ideal weight requires us to achieve a balance between what we eat and what we burn off. If you reduce your current daily calorie intake by 500 calories, you will lose weight. If you become more active and add exercise to your daily schedule, you'll lose weight even faster. Once you know how many daily calories you need, the next step is to develop an eating plan that allows you to achieve weight loss or weight maintenance while also providing you with optimal health through meeting your body's nutritional requirements. This requires knowledge of the basic food groups and their caloric composition. Although all calories are the same, as in a calorie is a calorie is a calorie, regardless of where it comes from, different foods generate different numbers of calories per gram of weight. For example, a pound of chocolate cake would provide over 1,600 calories, while a pound of raw apples will contain less than 150 calories. Only carbohydrates, proteins, fats, and alcohol generate calories. Carbohydrates and proteins provide 4 calories per gram. Fats provide 9 calories per gram, and alcohol provides 7 calories per gram. Although the number of calories we need is unique to our own body types and size, our levels of activity, understanding the food sources of calories, helps us to develop an appropriate eating plan that nourishes our bodies. We're going to spend the next few minutes discussing these 4 food groups. We'll start with carbohydrates. Starches and sugars are 2 forms of carbohydrates that have a caloric value. Vegetables, whole grains, bread, rice, pasta, and cereals are some examples of foods that fit into the starch category. Starches have a complex chemical structure that causes a delay in the release of this food into the bloodstream. These starches are often called complex carbohydrates. Sugar carbohydrates are found in candy, cakes, and cookies, but they are also in fruits, fruit juices, and they can be found in some dairy products. Although many of us use the term sugar to identify something that we find sweet to the taste, the term sugar really refers to a chemical composition and a nutritional breakdown. Simple and refined sugars, which are found in candy, cakes, and cookies, quickly reach our bloodstream, and they force our bodies to create an insulin response. Insulin is important because it causes our bodies to save fat and to burn carbohydrates as fuel. But too much insulin results in weight gain because it prevents our fat cells from breaking down and being used as energy. It also helps our fat cells to act as magnets, attracting dietary fat that's been absorbed into our bloodstream. Experts think that we eat 33 pounds more of sugar every year than we did 30 years ago. So it's no surprise that due to this dietary behavior, a lot of us are overweight. The goal in a healthy eating plan is to focus on eating more complex starches and fruits, which are packed with nutrients, some of which are vitamin C, beta-carotene, iron, calcium, B vitamins, zinc, and fiber. In other words, choose whole wheat bread over white bread, and choose a piece of fruit over fruit juice. Fiber is an indigestible plant matter which is found in grains, fruits, and vegetables, and it plays an important role in healthy eating. It aids in digestion, and since it keeps its physical structure as it travels through the body, it is not absorbed by the body. The calories in fiber are not absorbed either. There are 2 types of fiber, soluble and insoluble. Soluble fiber is found in apples, oranges, corn, carrots, and oats, and when eaten, it swells, it dissolves in water, and it forms a gel which aids in digestion. Insoluble fiber is found in prunes, raisins, kale, peanuts, and wheat bran, and when consumed, it absorbs water in the digestive tract. Fiber is essential to a healthy diet because it decreases blood cholesterol, helps to control diabetes, prevents constipation and bowel disease, and it controls food intake by making you feel more full and satisfied. Experts recommend that you consume 25 to 30 grams of fiber each day. Have you had your fiber today? Proteins are essential to the structure and function of all living cells because they help in building and preserving body muscle, bone, skin, hair, and other body tissue. Approximately 20 types of amino acids provide the structure for proteins, and since our body does not store amino acids, it's important that we get a daily supply to make new protein. Proteins are found in a wide variety of animal and plant foods. Animal-based protein foods include meat, poultry, seafood, eggs, milk, and milk products. Plant sources of protein include beans and peas, nuts, seeds, and soy products. Experts believe that 10 to 35% of our total daily calories should come from protein. Many of us eat more protein than we need, and this causes some health problems. Calcium is needed to neutralize amino acids when they're being absorbed, and eating too much protein results in calcium being pulled from our bones. So it's important to control our protein intake. Protein is often referred to as the most satiating nutrient. Eating a little bit of protein, carbohydrate, and fat each time you eat can help you feel fuller longer, meaning you're less likely to overeat at the next meal or snack too much in between meals. For example, for a light and satisfying snack, you could choose whole grain crackers with low-fat cheese or a small apple spread with natural peanut butter. When it comes to protein, it's also important to consume a balanced variety of protein foods to remain healthy. Fats play an important role in maintaining health because they provide fatty acids that carry vitamins throughout our body. Because our bodies do not produce these fatty acids, we need to get them from our food. And because not all fats are equal, we need to make wise choices. Fats are classified in 3 major categories: saturated, unsaturated, and trans fat. Saturated fat is easy to identify because it's usually solid at room temperature, like butter or lard. These fats come primarily from animal sources or tropical plants. This form of fat has been linked to heart disease and some cancers. It also raises the level of bad cholesterol, or the LDL, in your bloodstream. Unsaturated fat, which is soft or liquid at room temperature, is less dangerous to our health and is primarily found in vegetable products like safflower, sunflower, soybean, canola, corn, and olive oils, and in fish oil. Vegetable oils have omega-6 fatty acid, which is considered to be healthier than saturated fats. Fish oils have omega-3 fatty acids, which play a role in preventing cardiovascular disease. Trans fatty acids are found naturally in some foods and are also formed during food processing when hydrogen is added to vegetable oils. Food manufacturers use these fats to add taste and to maintain freshness to their products. Recent studies have identified a link between increased trans fat consumption and increased risk of cardiovascular disease. This is because trans fats not only raise the LDL cholesterol, or the bad cholesterol, but they also lower the HDL, the good cholesterol. Therefore, we should keep our intake of trans fats as low as possible. Here are some guidelines regarding fat intake that will help you to make wise choices. Please remember that fat is the only source of essentially fatty acids that our bodies need to transport vitamins throughout our bodies. But fat is also a concentrated source of calories, containing 9 calories per gram. Fats provide more calories per gram than any other calorie source. Unsaturated fats are healthier than saturated fats, and the amount of fat in our diets affects the risk of our getting heart disease. Total dietary fat consumption should not exceed 30% of your daily calorie intake. Alcohol can have beneficial or harmful effects depending on the amount consumed and the age and health of the drinker. Studies have shown that moderate alcohol consumption is associated with a lower risk of cardiovascular disease, and it may even help us to think more clearly as we age. But before you start drinking to clear your head, remember this. Studies have also shown that moderate alcohol intake is linked to an increased risk of breast cancer and behavioral issues. Drinking too much alcohol increases the risk of cirrhosis of the liver, hypertension, stroke, type 2 diabetes, cancer of the upper gastrointestinal tract and colon, and is also associated with increased body weight. It's important to remember that alcohol is a powerful drug that can impair your judgment. Your decisions and your ability to control your actions can also be affected. In addition, alcohol, since it has 7 calories per gram, can sabotage your diet. It has no nutritional benefit other than the calories that it provides, and for some people, it can stimulate their appetite. Of course, this is always a personal choice, but being informed of the disadvantages of alcohol can help you make wise choices. Speaking about beverages, although boring to some, water is your best choice. It's essential to sustain life, and lucky for us, it's the most abundant substance in our body. Research shows that our body weight is about 60% water. and that we lose water through digestion, breathing, sweating, and urination. At TOPS, we recommend that members drink 8-ounce glasses of water every day to meet the demands of our bodies. Drinking water also helps you to feel full, and it helps to reduce cravings, so it's a healthy beverage choice. Drinks that contain caffeine, like coffee, tea, and sodas, are not a good substitute for water for several reasons. They result in high water loss through urination, so when you do drink a caffeinated beverage, you should drink additional water to replace the fluids. Caffeine is also addictive. It depletes energy, and in some people, caffeine can cause excitability. So caffeine is not a good choice for people who are already stressed. Caffeine is absorbed into our bodies and passes to our brains very quickly. And that's why initially you can feel a surge of energy, but over the long term, caffeine depletes energy. Water is the healthier choice. I'll drink to that. This week, we discussed the basics of nutrition. We reminded you that you are what you eat, and what you eat matters. We shared that although your life should be defined by more than just your weight does impact the quality of your life, because being overweight opens the door to disease and, in addition, affects your brain. We explained that weight loss is really a science, which includes chemistry, physics, and math, and that it all centers around calories. We hope you learned that balancing your calories is easier when you understand the basic food groups that generate calories: carbohydrates, proteins, fats, and alcohol. This week, we encourage you to consider this information and reflect on how you can make small changes in what you eat. This information is not meant to replace discussions with your medical professional, but it's our hope that this material will get you thinking about food in a different and in a more healthy way. For more information on nutrition, a good source to review is the TOPS Lifestyle Guide.
Well, that's it for this week. We hope you found this discussion on the basics of nutrition helpful and that it inspired you to start changing the way you think about food. Next week, we'll continue our discussion on nutrition by talking about foods to limit, foods to increase, and portion control. Have a great week, everyone, and bon appetit!
Okay. Does anybody have anything they want to discuss about this program?
I just think it's really good. The part on the oils, of course, that has changed now. So people do need to know that not all the oils are good. And we also know that eating low fat isn't, the body still needs fats. It's just, it needs the right fats. So if you eliminate, fats from the diet, which that's what people do, then, you end up with a problem, So I just think these are good. All these segments have been very good. I've enjoyed them.
It was interesting that they said we ate 33 more pounds of sugar in the last 10 years or something. I can't remember what it was. But increasing amount of sugar per year.
Yeah, we eat a lot of sugar, and it's not because we sprinkle the sugar on ourselves. It is in some of the foods that we buy and we get, and especially if it's processed stuff.
Maltodextrin is a sugar, and it's made out of corn. Found that because my granddaughter is allergic to corn. So that's in maltodextrin. It's in so many things.
When I was a little girl, I can remember my grandparents and my parents too doing corn pudding. We used to eat just fresh corn. We used to eat just corn all kinds of ways, fried corn with tomatoes and stuff. And it tastes really, really good, but the body can't digest it.
Well, it's probably GMO different corns now too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. That is for sure. That is for sure.
I didn't know there's an A1 cow and an A2 cow. Most American cows are A1, Europeans are A2, and I don't remember what that has to do with the casein protein or what that has to do with. But that's different. That's different too.
Yes.
Weird.
Betty, do you and Carol have anything to add?
No, I'm pretty straight. I'm just trying to make myself start back drinking my water. I slacked up on drinking my water, so I'm back on it now. Since I was in here trying to do my kitchen, trying to paint, I said I think I'm gonna drink more water. So over the weekend, I've been doing pretty good with the water. So
Okay. I tend to have a lot of more trouble drinking my water in the wintertime than I do the summertime.
yep, me too.
So
Yeah. I mean, I think we probably all know people, especially people that's maybe even older than us. They don't drink water because they don't want to keep going to the bathroom. You know, they don't want to keep getting up and going. But I think what people forget is that this also flushes the toxins and the things out of your body that shouldn't be there, that should
Right.
not
Yeah.
be there. When you have people that have gallstones and stuff, you know, this is important. You're drinking that water, you know, because you're trying to
Yeah,
flush those
it
things out of your body. And it's not just your liver and your gallbladder that you have these gallstones. These little gallstones are in us because of some of the foods that we eat, some of the things that we're around. And so you need to flush them, or that kidney and that liver rather begins to look like cirrhosis of the liver. See? And so people need to
Mhm.
understand the link between all of this stuff and why this is so important. It really is.
Right.
You know, we always talk about and tell people they need to drink water, but I don't think people really understand the importance that it plays. I know we've
Of
talked
water.
about it on this long time ago about, you know, what the body and the brain is made up of, you know. And so if you're not drinking water, you know, I don't like it, but I drink sweet tea. I like tea. Well, that's
Yeah.
not water. That's
it's
not
not the
plain
same
water.
thing.
Yeah.
It has something added into it. So you need that water to flush it, you know, and you need to look.
Yeah.
And if you really want to know if you have some kidneys, some gallstones going on in your body, when you use the bathroom, urinate, if you look in the toilet, and I know people, oh, I don't look in the toilet at my feces. Well, that's on you, okay? Because you're probably full of parasites. Don't y'all let me start preaching today.
Yep.
But if you look in the toilet
Ah.
after you pee, if you have like a foam of pee, if you have like little bubbles of pee, those are
Mhm.
gallstones. And they're just ready,
Really?
they're getting ready to be developed into where now they turn into like a pea or a beige. They got different colors. And when they get so big that you can't even pass them because, you know, you're trying to pass them, that's when we have to go to the doctor and get some help to pass them. You know,
Oh,
so
okay.
start looking at what's going on in your body. Look at whatever you pass. It's just important. It really is. Okay, I'm through preaching.
Okay.
I think I said before, one doctor, one not doctor, a physical fitness trainer or something said if you put just a little sprinkle of real salt, sea salt, like the Celtic or Himalayan in your water, just a pinch,
Mhm.
it slows the water down so it can be absorbed by your cells and you're not just drinking water 1 second and run to the bathroom the next.
That is correct.
And it's helped me, but it's not, not talking about regular, I'm not talking about table salt, the old fashioned one that's been treated and bleached and.
You took all the nutrients out of it.
No, this is, if it's white, it's been bleached.
That's right.
So this is regular
Himalayan.
colors, real stuff,
Yeah, Himalayan or something like that.
or Celtic.
Yeah, good. Yeah, really good. You know. But so we can help ourselves, you know. I mean, we can't cure ourselves of everything because so many of us, we have things that it is genetic, you know. We do have things that we picked up, and especially for those that have traveled overseas, you know, you're eating, you're drinking, you're doing, you know, stuff you pick up from different things in different ways. But I think we can do a better job at taking care of ourselves just by doing something as simple as they suggested in this.
All right. Very good.
Betty has something to say. Didn't you, Betty? Anyway, I looked up that A1, A2 because I never knew the difference if that there was such a thing as an A1 and an A2 cow. Did anybody else know that?
I didn't.
Cows
No.
that produce both A1, oh, come on now. And A2 beta casein protein are called A1 cows. And cows that only produce A2 beta casein is called A2 cow. I'm allergic to casein, but I don't know what kind. A1 cows are the cow breeds that originated in USA, North Europe, and Australia. They also call this hybrid cows. A1 cow breeds are Jersey, Holstein, Friesian, Yorkshire, and British Shorthorn. And something that says is A2 milk better than A1. On the other, A2 milk encourages better immunity. Studies have shown that consuming A1 milk could negatively affect the immunohormonal system and contribute to type 1 diabetes or heart disease. Benefits of A2 milk far outweigh the potential risks caused by A1 milk on the human body. I never knew that. I mean, before, right, lately, but I didn't know about the immunity. So anyway, I know I'm supposed to drink cow's milk, goat's milk, and I'm allergic to casein, but they didn't tell me what kind. Anyway, that was just interesting to me because that's a protein in milk, but even sheep's milk has
That's
casein in it.
Mhm.
Wow.
Anyway, weird stuff. You're trying to be as careful as you can. And whoever knew.
All right. Well, very good. Thank y'all for that information. Next week we'll continue week 14 with the foods to limit, foods to increase, and portion control. So y'all be back for that. Hang on just a second.